Welcome, Shadow Seekers, to American Shadows, Crimes and Chronicles. Today, we're unearthing a tale that'll haunt your thoughts long after it ends. Whether you're glued to the screen or just listening in, you're in for a wild ride through history's darkest corners. If you're new, hit subscribe to join our mission of exposing America's hidden truths. Regulars, your likes fuel our journey into the unknown. Now, let's peel back the layers of time and reveal the secrets beneath. Ready? Let's begin. The trial of the century, O.J. Simpson's shocking acquittal. Hello friends, and welcome to American Shadows, Crimes and Chronicles. Today we're traveling back to October 3rd, 1995, a day that would forever change the landscape of American jurisprudence and expose deep-seated racial tensions in our society. On this day, at 10:07 a.m. Pacific time, the verdict in the O.J. Simpson murder trial was announced, captivating the nation and sparking debates that continue to this day. How does a beloved sports icon become the center of the trial of the century? What transforms a quiet Los Angeles neighborhood into the epicenter of a national obsession? And how did a single verdict manage to both unite and divide a nation? Before we delve into this complex and emotionally charged story, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you who support our work. Your engagement allows us to shed light on these pivotal moments that have shaped our nation in profound ways. Your likes, comments, and shares aren't just numbers to us. They're the lifeblood of this channel. As we explore this powerful and painful story, we'd love to hear from you. How did the events surrounding the O.J. Simpson trial impact your understanding of contemporary America? Have you witnessed similar tensions in your own community? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your perspectives add invaluable depth to these historical narratives. Now, let's step back to the fateful summer night in 1994, when the streets of Brentwood became the stage for a tragedy that would echo through the decades, a shocking crime and a nation transfixed. Picture, if you will, the affluent Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles on the night of June 12, 1994. The air is warm and the streets are quiet. But this peaceful scene is about to be shattered in the most horrific way imaginable. At 875 South Bundy Drive, a gruesome discovery awaits. The bodies of Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman lie brutally murdered outside Nicole's condo. Nicole, the ex-wife of football legend O.J. Simpson, has been stabbed multiple times. Goldman, a 25-year-old waiter who had stopped by to return a pair of forgotten glasses, has also been viciously attacked. The violence of the crime scene is shocking, the brutality almost unimaginable. As dawn breaks and news of the murder spreads, all eyes turn to O.J. Simpson. The former NFL star turned actor and TV personality quickly becomes the prime suspect. Reports of domestic violence during his marriage to Nicole paint a chilling picture of their troubled relationship. Simpson had publicly denied these allegations in the past, but now, with his ex-wife dead, the spotlight shifts squarely onto him. What happens next is one of the most surreal moments in American television history. On June 17, 1994, Simpson is supposed to turn himself into the police. Instead, he leads them on a slow-speed chase through the streets of Los Angeles in a white Ford Bronco driven by his friend, Al Cowlings. An estimated 95 million Americans watch live as helicopters follow the Bronco, with Simpson reportedly holding a gun to his own head, contemplating suicide. For hours, the nation is glued to their television sets, watching this bizarre spectacle unfold. News anchors speculate about Simpson's state of mind as the 60-mile pursuit winds through the freeways of Los Angeles. Finally, the chase ends at Simpson's Brentwood estate, where he surrenders peacefully to police. This moment becomes etched in the collective memory of America. It sets the stage for what will become one of the most watched and controversial trials in history. The O.J. Simpson case is no longer just about a double murder. It has become a national obsession, a referendum on race, celebrity, and the American justice system. The trial of the century begins. As 1995 dawns, the nation braces itself for what the media has already dubbed the trial of the century. On January 24th, O.J. Simpson's trial officially begins in the Los Angeles County Superior Court, with Judge Lance Ito presiding. From the very start, it's clear that this is no ordinary trial. Simpson has assembled a legal dream team, that reads like a who's who of high-profile defense attorneys. Led by the charismatic Johnny Cochran, the team includes Robert Shapiro, F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, and Robert Kardashian. On the other side, the prosecution team is headed by Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden. They face not just a formidable defense, but also the daunting task of proving their case in the court of public opinion. As the trial unfolds, it becomes clear that this is about much more than determining guilt or innocence in a murder case. It's a battle over race relations, celebrity culture, and the very fabric of the American legal system. Los Angeles, still reeling from the 1992 riots following the acquittal of the police officers who beat Rodney King, becomes a powder keg of racial tension. The trial, with its predominantly African American jury, is seen by many as a test of whether justice can be fairly applied, regardless of race or fame. The prosecution's case against Simpson seems strong. They present a mountain of physical evidence. DNA from the crime scene matches Simpson's, blood in his Bronco matches the victim's, and a bloody glove found at his property matches one found at the scene of the murders. They paint a picture of Simpson as a jealous ex-husband with a history of domestic violence who had the motive, means, and opportunity to commit these brutal crimes. But the defense team has other ideas. They launch a two-pronged strategy: discredit the evidence and play the race card. They argue that the Los Angeles Police Department, particularly Detective Mark Furman, had framed Simpson due to racial bias. Furman, who had been involved in collecting evidence from the crime scene, becomes a central figure in the trial. When tapes surface of Furman using racial slurs, it seems to confirm the defense's narrative of a racist conspiracy. The trial produces moments that become instantly iconic in American culture, none more so than when the prosecution asks Simpson to try on a pair of bloody gloves believed to have been worn by the killer. As Simpson struggles to pull the gloves onto his hands, the courtroom watches in rapt attention. Johnny Cochran seizes the moment, coining the phrase that will come to define the trial: "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." This moment encapsulates the entire trial, a piece of seemingly damning evidence transformed into reasonable doubt through clever legal maneuvering and theatrical presentation. The defense argues that the gloves had shrunk due to being soaked in blood, while the prosecution insists they belong to Simpson. But the visual impact of Simpson apparently unable to wear the gloves plants a seed of doubt in the minds of the jury and the millions watching at home. A verdict that shook the nation. For 252 days, the trial dominates American life. It's broadcast live on television, turning lawyers into celebrities and ordinary citizens into armchair legal experts. Every twist and turn is dissected, every piece of evidence debated. The line between news and entertainment blurs as the trial becomes a daily soap opera for millions. Finally, after months of testimony, mountains of evidence, and countless dramatic moments in the courtroom, the jury reaches a verdict in less than 4 hours. On the morning of October 3rd, 1995, the nation holds its breath. At 10:07 a.m. Pacific Time, Judge Lance Ito's clerk, Deirdre Robertson, reads the verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder. The courtroom erupts. Simpson, overcome with emotion, mouths the words, "Thank you," to the jury. The reaction across the country is immediate and polarized. Television footage shows African Americans cheering the verdict, seeing it as a victory against a justice system they view as biased. Many white Americans, on the other hand, are shocked and outraged, believing that a guilty man has just walked free. The verdict lays bare the deep racial divisions in American society. A CNN poll taken just after the verdict shows that 62% of white Americans believe Simpson is guilty, while 66% of African Americans believe he is innocent. It's a stark reminder of how differently Black and white Americans view issues of justice and law enforcement. For the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, the verdict is devastating. While Simpson is found not guilty in criminal court, he is later found liable for the deaths in a civil trial in 1997 and ordered to pay $33.5 million in damages to the victims' families. The legacy of a trial that divided a nation. The aftermath of the trial is far-reaching and complex. It changes the way the media covers high-profile cases, ushering in an era of 24/7 news coverage and turning legal analysts into celebrities in their own right. It also has a profound impact on the legal system, influencing everything from jury selection to the use of DNA evidence in trials. The case exposes deep fissures in American society and raises difficult questions about the role of race in the criminal justice system. For some, Simpson's acquittal is proof that justice can be served, even in a system many see as biased against African Americans. For others, it's a stunning failure of the legal system to hold a guilty man accountable. O.J. Simpson's life after the trial is a far cry from his days as a beloved sports icon. He's ostracized by much of society and struggles to maintain the lavish lifestyle he once enjoyed. In a twist of irony, he's later convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping in Las Vegas in 2008, serving 9 years in prison before being released on parole in 2017. As we reflect on the events surrounding October 3rd, 1995, we're confronted with difficult questions about race, justice, celebrity, and the media in America. How much has changed in the years since the verdict? Are we any closer to bridging the racial divide that the trial so starkly exposed? And how do we reconcile the public's right to information with the need for a fair and impartial judicial process? The O.J. Simpson trial remains one of the most significant moments in American legal history, not just for the case itself, but for the conversations it sparked about race, celebrity, the media, and justice. It serves as a powerful reminder of how one case can capture the attention and the emotions of an entire nation. This is American Shadows, where we peer into the darker corners of our nation's past and present. Until next time, remember that history isn't just a collection of dates and names. It's a living force that shapes our world in ways both seen and unseen. The echoes of that October morning in 1995 continue to resonate today, reminding us of the ongoing struggles for justice and equality in America. Stay curious, stay engaged, and keep watching American Shadows. For in understanding our past, we gain insights that can help us navigate the complex landscape of our present and future. What are your thoughts on the lasting impact of the O.J. Simpson trial? How do you think it has influenced our current discussions about race and justice in America? Share your perspectives in the comments below. Your insights add invaluable depth to these difficult but necessary discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most controversial moments in recent American history. Until next time, remember that sometimes the most profound truths about our society are revealed in the crucible of our most high-profile legal dramas.